you have your own affiliate program? Have you done dipped your toe into it but not committed to any of it? So really, what are people's experiences with affiliate programs? And okay, yeah, Tristan, what's your comment here?
My first comment, very short, let other people talk, and then I'll kind of expand because I have a lot of thoughts and just experience with it with a couple of clients. For whatever reason, one of the biggest molehills that is just a mountain is them having the link handy so they can even do anything with it. Now think, even your own calendar link, you probably don't have it on your save bar immediately copy and paste it or on a notepad, or not everyone's going to. The vast majority I find don't. And if they don't have that for their own personal calendar link, the training of that has to be super duper readily available. There are two other points, but that one, people always think fight or flight, but freeze. And, most people can hurt you by doing nothing. If we say hurt as in I spent all this time and effort and I do all this follow up, and the only reason they're not making money and I'm not getting easier sales is because they don't have it saved where they can easily get it, or or can I make them a system where it's here's the form, just have them sign that, and then all the follow up will happen for you. Trying to get an easy funnel to get them in where they maintain credit, or the affiliate link and get them to use it. But again, you're right back to now you have another link that are you going to stop and get? You can find a cute URL. There's a million ways that you can make that a little easier. So that's my biggest insight. That's been the hardest thing to get real traction, unless they're affiliate marketers. And then they're often willing to, or they have their own system. And that's a whole different, how you find those people. But most professionals who are doing their own thing, if it's work, it's not worth the money. And how do I even know you're going to pay me? So I'm just going to disqualify this person because I can't sell them anything, versus oh, you know what? I think I know someone who has something. Or start building an email list where you're answering solutions that you don't sell the problems to, that you don't sell the solutions to, and say, if you want to get this done, click here. So there's so many reasons how they could use it, but it's a little bit of work. Thank you, Anik. I said I'd talk about one thing and I blathered.
Clearly you have some passion for it. Go ahead, Anik.
So my first contact with affiliate programs was at my very first QuickBooks Connect, 2018 maybe, when I became part of the very first Intuit reseller group. So this really prominent, her name's Carrie, and I'm blanking on her last name, Intuit reseller decided to up the game and start a group, so that basically the one entity gets the credit for everybody in the group. And that gives us, for those of you who work with Intuit, you know how those things work, right? The higher up you rank, the better treated you are, the more services and support you have access to, right? I got access to slightly deeper discounts. The Intuit reseller discounts are better than if you go and purchase the product yourself. Better rates for merchant services, things like that. And I had no quotas to meet because I wasn't myself an Intuit reseller, right? So I got all the advantages without any of the pain of being an Intuit reseller. And so you can imagine when I look at affiliate programs, what they have to live up to.
Oh man, you were spoiled right from out of the gate.
In bookkeeping, we don't realize it, but we are part, directly or indirectly. Anybody who uses QuickBooks Wholesale instead of letting their clients pay for their subscription themselves, right? Hopefully you upcharge what you're paying for, and that's a sort of self-payment affiliate. If you do the same thing with payroll, SurePay actually gives you the option to upcharge your clients, and SurePay still bills them, so they get a separate bill for their payroll fees. And then you get a payment every month for your share of that. And you can choose how much you upcharge each client depending on how much work they are. Like your restaurant clients with a lot of turnover where you're putting in new employees every month, you upcharge them more because there's more maintenance on the account, that kind of stuff. So to me, an affiliate program needs to be something that I would use whether or not I was getting paid to use it. I have this really strong sense of ethics that, I'm Canadian. And so we always looked at Americans as anytime something doesn't make sense in America, see who's getting paid and then it'll make sense. Right. And so I never want anybody to look at me and go, why is she saying that? Is somebody paying her all of a sudden? you know.
That's an interesting. That's like a rule of thumb there. Like, how do I
Yeah.
guide myself through
And
sussing out
so
what's going on?
that's the condition, is I would use the product whether or not I was getting money out of using it. That's the condition. So I don't work with many different payroll services. I work with one. If my clients want me to manage their payroll, that's the platform I do it on. You know, like I see people, you know, the QBO, the Zero, and there's a couple other systems, and they'll work with any of them. And they work with Gusto and Paychex and ADP. And you know, as much as I'm a generalist in a lot of aspects of my life, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. When it comes to something as specific as accounting, I have this thing where it's like, well, I can be an expert at QBO, or I can be pretty good at QBO and Zero.
Yes, go ahead, Monica.
Okay, we've been working on an affiliate program, and if anybody wants to become an affiliate with us, if you refer a client and they use your name, we will give you a code. You will get, depending on the program they do, it's 10 to 15% of whatever the client spends on that program, or in our universe, you'll get that as an affiliate fee. It's straightforward.
We have recently implemented our affiliate program. How long did it take you to build it out and come to, like, this is the best way we want to do this?
Okay, here's the problem with us, because we're an RIA. We used to have fewer regulations than those under FINRA, and now we have more, and our penalties are so much higher. So it's literally just straightforward. Okay, we just made it, and so it's been a battle, and it has nothing to do with the program and dealing with people. It has to do with what are our regulations, what's the universe we have to live with. So we're not a good role model for that.
In your research, have you come across any pieces of advice or wisdom you'd like to pass along to people who like avoid this, maybe look at that, anything that stood out to you?
I think you need to be clear on when the money is going to, like, for example, in our contract, we have a certain rule as to when the person who's a participant can get refunds. And after that point, they can't. And the client, then the person who refers them gets paid. So we want to make sure that there's a clear line of when somebody starts, and then the other person who referred them gets paid. That was the only contractual hiccup we had.
Oh, that's great. That's a great topic, because obviously it's not great when the client does it, but when somebody else is involved, it gets way more complicated.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's clear contract and clear expectations, and that's just part of what we need to do.